Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today, the Cubs are going to embark on a 6-game East Coast road trip, which will include 3 games in Miami and 3 games against the Mets. After just completing a 7-game homestand where they went 4-3 against the division-leading Dodgers and division-leading Cardinals. So let's see what's in store for us today. Game 1 at Miami is going to feature the Cubs sending Blake Snell out to the mound, making start number 28. He is 6-10 with a 4.67 ERA, 150 WHIP. He will be supported by a lineup of Bogaerts, O'Neill, Bryant, Ramos, Cabrera, Bradley, Santana, Snell batting 8th, and then Hayward batting 9th. The Marlins will be sending out a lineup of Monty Harrison, Ramil Tapia, Isan Diaz, Brian Anderson, Garrett Cooper, Luis Brinson, Miguel Rojas, and Francisco Cervelli, and the pitcher Trevor Rogers. The Marlins lefty is making start number 29. He is 7-5 with a 2.56 ERA and a 1.11 WHIP. Probably been the Marlins' most effective starter so far this year. It is 94 degrees in Miami today. A Spartan crowd of 10,600 is going to be in attendance, and the wind is blowing in from right at 9 mph as the stadium is open. So as we head out to the field, we see Trevor Rogers out on the mound making his warm-up pitches. He's thrown 126 2/3 this season, 42 walks, 110 strikeouts with that 2.56 ERA. Facing off against Xander Bogaerts. So the Cubs, coming in with a 3-game winning streak, are at 62-68. 2-game winning streak, excuse me. 3rd place in the NL Central. Miami, last place in the NL East, and they are at 51-80. The Cubs have taken 2 out of 3 from the Marlins this year. So, Trevor Rogers is on the mound, looking for the sign, and here is the pitch. Grounder up the middle. Second baseman has it. Oh, and he bobbles it. That was a hard ground ball, and Diaz bobbled it behind second base. So Bogaerts is going to be credited apparently with an infield single because of a generous home scorer. And now Tyler O'Neill is coming up. Nobody out, runner on first. 3-0 count to Tyler O'Neill. And here is the pitch. Outside for ball 4. O'Neill didn't have to think about that one very long as he watched it sail by. So the fastball puts O'Neill on first, advances Bogaerts to second, and it brings up Chris Bryant. Nobody out, 2 men on, 2-2 count to Chris Bryant. Here's the pitch. Hit high, to deep, straightaway center field. He got all of that one. 470 feet to straightaway center field. Just a monster home run off the bat of Chris Bryant. And he has given the Cubs a 3-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Chris Bryant with just a monstrous home run out to the deepest part of the ballpark. That is home run number 22 for him on the season, and it brings his RBI total to 80. Wilson Ramos now is the batter. Nobody out. 3 runs already in. Ramos batting with a 1-1 count. And here is the pitch. Popped up left side of the infield. The third baseman Anderson calls off the shortstop and makes the catch for out number 1. Cabrera now the batter, as Drupal Cabrera coming up with 1 out, nobody on. 2-0 count to Cabrera. And here is the pitch. Lined up the middle. That's going to be a clean single for Cabrera into straightaway center. He stops at first, and he has a 1-out base hit for the Cubs. Jackie Bradley now the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Full count pitch to Jackie Bradley. And Rogers with the pitch. Lined into the gap in right center field. No, excuse me, over the right fielder's head all the way to the wall. Bradley heading into second. He is going to have a 1-out double as the hit parade continues for the Cubs. And the runner on first advances to third, which is Cabrera, bringing up Danny Santana. 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position. Santana facing Rogers, 1-2 count. Santana swings and misses at a strike 3 fastball. So that's the second out of the inning, and it brings up Blake Snell. 2 outs, 2 men on. Snell waiting for the 2-0 pitch, and he passes that one into right field, going to drive in at least one run. Second runner's coming around to home. The tag is applied, and he is out. So Bradley, trying to score from second on the single, is thrown out at home. However, the Cubs score another run. Blake Snell is credited with an RBI single, and the Cubs have taken a 4-0 lead. Snell now pitching to the Marlins in the bottom of the first inning. Cubs already staked him to a 4-0 lead. Here's a 1-ball count, and Snell looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Grounder toward third, gets by the third baseman, and down into the left field corner. That's going to be extra bases. Sliding into second is Harrison with a leadoff double. So, Monty Harrison on second base for the Marlins, and that brings up Ramiel Tapia. With nobody out, runner on second, 1 strike count. And the runner's going. The throw goes down to third, and he is safe. Ramos is a little late, and Harrison has stolen base number 13. So, Tapia now waiting for the 0-2 pitch from Snell. Grounder up the middle. Second baseman has it. Cabrera throws to first, and that is out number 1. They concede the run as Harrison comes down to score from third. It is now a 4-1 ball game. 1 out, nobody on, and Diaz is the next batter. 1-2 count. Snell with a strike 3 slider bends that one right over the plate, and it froze Isan Diaz. So 2 outs in the inning now brings up Brian Anderson. Nobody on base. 2-2 count. Anderson waiting for the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with another slider. Snell's slider has been working very effectively in the first inning. We go to the top of the second of a 4-1 ball game. Jason Hayward is going to lead off for the Cubs as they sent 8 batters up in the first. Hayward is leading off in the top of the second inning. Here's a 2-2 count and the pitch from Rogers. Grounder up the middle. Second baseman has it. Throws over to first, and that is out number 1. Bogart's now batting. The shift is on. Second baseman playing directly behind the second base bag. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count. Bogart's waiting for the pitch. Popped up. Shallow center field. Coming in, and the catch is made for out number 2. O'Neill now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. O'Neill coming up. Waiting for the first pitch, and he lines that one over the third baseman's head into left field. That'll be a 2-out single for Tyler O'Neill as he stops after a big wide turn over at first. Chris Bryant now the batter. He is 1 for 3, 3 RBIs and a home run already in this game. Bryant waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Rogers, and here it comes. That is strike 3 called. Bryant thought it was outside, but the ump rung him up anyway. So that will end the inning. The Cubs strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the second inning of a 4-1 ball game. Cooper is going to bat for the Marlins, leading off in the bottom of the second inning, facing Blake Snell. Here's a 2-2 count and the pitch. That one's looped over the second baseman's head, going to drop in short right field as Hayward plays it on a hop, and a leadoff single for Cooper. Louis Brinson now the batter. Nobody out, runner on first. Full count pitch from Blake Snell. Here it comes. Grounder towards second. Cabrera has it, flips to short. Relay to first, and that is a 4-6-3 double play. The Cubs defense showing off a little bit there, turning that spectacular double play and bringing up Rojas, Miguel Rojas, with 2 outs and nobody on, facing Blake Snell with a 1-strike count. And here is the pitch. Grounder towards second. Cabrera has it. This time he goes directly to first, and he makes the 3rd out of the inning, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. It is a 4-1 ball game. Wilson Ramos going to lead off for the Cubs in the top of the 3rd. Rogers continuing to pitch for the Marlins. 0-2 count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So strikeout number 3 for Trevor Rogers as he sets down Ramos with a changeup. Cabrera now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch to Asdrubal Cabrera. That is strike 3 called. Man, that looked like it was high, but the umpire rung him up on a fastball. So Cabrera not happy with the call. Heads back to the dugout in favor of Jackie Bradley. Bradley is 1 for 1 today. There are 2 outs and nobody on base. Rogers with 4 strikeouts now in the game, working with a 2-2 count to Bradley. That's a grounder up the middle. The shortstop has it. As he was playing behind second on the shift, he throws out Bradley to end the inning. So the Cubs retired in order in the third. We go to the bottom of the third inning of a 4-1 ball game. Cervelli is going to lead off for the Marlins here in the bottom of the third, facing Blake Snell with a full count, and Cervelli waiting for the pitch. Outside for ball 4. That didn't look all that different from the pitch that Bryant struck out on, but apparently the umpire decided that one was outside. So now we're going to have a pinch hitter as Jazz Chisholm is going to come up to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot in the bottom of the third inning. So the Marlins manager going to his bench early and his bullpen early in this game. Chisholm facing Snell, nobody out, runner on first. Here's a full count pitch. Snell with the pitch. And that is low. It is ball 4. So 2 runners on now, nobody out. And Monte Harrison is the batter. He is 1 for 1 today. He comes up having hit a double his last time up. Here's a full count pitch to Monte Harrison. That is high. It is ball 4. And Snell has loaded the bases. A single and 2 walks have loaded the bases for Raimel Tapia. Snell facing Tapia with the bases loaded, nobody out. Here's a 1-ball count and the pitch. Lined into center field. That's going to be over Bradley's head, go all the way to the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Coming around third. Nope, stopping at third. So the Marlins score 2 on an RBI double by Tapia. And now this is a 4-3 ball game. 32 RBIs on the season for Tapia. Cubs now clinging to a 1-run lead, and Diaz is the next batter. Nobody out, runners on second and third. Snell trying to work out of a jam here. 1-2 count with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Snell knocks him out with a changeup, and that is the first out of the inning. 3rd strikeout of the day for Snell. Brings up Brian Anderson. 1 out, 2 men on. Anderson waiting for the 1-2 pitch. And Snell strikes him out swinging with another changeup. So this time through the order, Snell's going to the changeup to get strikeouts. And Cooper is the next batter. 2 outs, 2 men on. Snell trying to navigate this inning without allowing any more runs. Here's a 3-1 count and the pitch. Inside for ball 4. So Cooper heads down to first. The bases are now loaded with 2 outs. And Lewis Brinson is the next batter. 3 men on, 2 outs, Snell working. Here's the first pitch to Brinson. Grounder toward third, scooped up. Bryant throws to second, and that will retire the side. So the Marlins score twice and make this a 4-3 game going into the top of the 4th inning. Edward Cabrera is going to be the new pitcher for the Marlins. He comes in with 18 2/3 innings thrown, 12 walks, 21 strikeouts, and a 4.82 ERA. He is going to face Danny Santana, the pitcher's spot, and Jason Hayward here in the top of the 4th inning. 2-2 count. Santana waiting for the pitch from Cabrera. Grounder up the middle. The pitcher grabs it, throws over to first, and that is out number 1. Snell now batting. 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 3-1 count. And that is, let's see. Oh, he checked his swing. That was low, and he drew the walk. So Snell draws the walk, heads down to first, brings up Jason Hayward. 1 out, 1 man on. 1-2 count to Jason Hayward. And here's the pitch. Hit high, short right center field. Coming in is the right fielder to make the play, Ramirez, for out number 2. Xander Bogaerts now the batter. 2 outs, runner on first. Bogaerts waiting for the 2-1 pitch, and that's lined down the left field line all the way into the corner. That'll be extra bases. Snell rounding second, heading for third. Is he going to try to score? Yes, no, he stops. The third base coach puts up the stop sign, and Snell, after a big turn, heads back to third. So Bogaerts cruises into second with a 2-out double, and it brings up Tyler O'Neill. He is 1 for 1 today. Cubs trying to extend this 4-3 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's a full count pitch to Tyler O'Neill. That is outside for ball 4. So that loads up the bases, and it brings up Chris Bryant. Bryant with 1 home run already today. He is 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs in the game. Cabrera facing Bryant, bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-1 count. And Bryant hits that one up the middle. However, the shift is on. The shortstop is in a perfect position to make the play, and they retire the runner at second to end the inning. So, the Cubs leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 4th of a 4-3 ball game. Miguel Rojas leading off for the Marlins here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It is the 7, 8, and 9 batters due up in this inning. Rojas waiting for the 1-ball pitch. Grounder toward third. Bryant scoops it up, flips it over to first, and he is late. Rojas beats it out for an infield single, and Cervelli is the next batter. Nobody out. Runner on first. 2-1 count from Blake Snell. Here's the pitch. Grounder toward short. Bogarts to Cabrera to Santana. That is a 6-4-3 double play. Good work again by the Cubs infield defense to turn 2, bringing up Harold Ramirez. He comes up with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's a full count pitch to Harold Ramirez. High for ball 4, draws the walk. Blake Snell has issued 5 walks in this game. And now, Monte Harrison is the next batter. He's 1 for 1 today. Coming up with 2 outs and a runner on first. Here's a 1-strike pitch from Snell. Grounder up the middle. Shortstop Bogarts has it. He does not make the throw, as Harrison is very fast, and he beats out that slow roller for another infield single. Tapia now the batter. He is 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs. He had a bases clearing double. No, he had a 2-run RBI double earlier in this game. However, he has driven in all of the Marlins runs so far. He's coming up with 2 outs, 2 men on. Snell with the pitch. Grounder up the middle. Bogarts has it. Flips over to second. Cabrera retires the runner to end the inning on a force. So the Marlins threaten. They do not score. We go to the top of the 5th inning of a 4-3 ball game. The Cubs need to get some insurance runs here. Wilson Ramos leading off for the Cubs in the top of the 5th. First pitch, and that's hit high, deep left center field. That's going to be playable, though, on the warning track, and the catch is made for out number 1. Cabrera now batting. Switch hitting Cabrera, batting from the left side against the righty Edward Cabrera on the mound. Full count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Cabrera slaps that one into center field. I believe that's going to drop in for a base hit. So 1 out single for Asdrubal Cabrera, and it brings up Jackie Bradley. With 1 out, 1 man on. Cabrera on first, 1 ball count. Here's the pitch. Grounder up the middle. Pitcher scoops it up, throws to second to start the double play. However, there's no relay to first as the double play is broken up at second. Danny Santana now the batter. 2 outs, 1 man on. Santana 0 for 2 today. Here's a 2-strike count and the pitch, and that's hit a mile. Deep right field, going for the upper deck. Santana just crushed that directly out over the right field wall, and Santana hits a 413-foot home run out to right field. It is now a 6-3 Cub lead. Santana has his 27th home run of the season. RBIs number 75 and 76. And now with 2 outs and nobody on, Blake Snell is coming back up to bat for the Cubs. 1-strike count, Snell waiting for the pitch. Looper over the second baseman's head. That's going to drop in for a base hit in right field. Kind of found no man's land out there between the second baseman, right fielder, and center fielder. So Snell is on first with a 2-out single, bringing up Jason Hayward. 2 outs, 1 man on. Cabrera still working against Hayward with a full count and the pitch. And he hits that one very high, right center field, gonna be playable. The center fielder, Harrison, makes the catch for out number 3. The Cubs score twice on the Santana 2-run homer. We go to the bottom of the 5th of a 6-3 ball game. Snell coming out to try to throw the 5th inning. He's going to face Diaz, Anderson, and Cooper here in the bottom of the 5th. Nobody out. Leadoff batter up, 2-2 count. Lined into center field. Bradley taking a few steps back, and he makes the catch in straightaway center for out number 1. Brian Anderson now the batter. Oh, and Casey Sadler is going to be the new pitcher, so Snell is not going to be allowed to record the victory in this game, or earn the victory, I suppose. Anderson is going to be opposed by the new Cub pitcher, Casey Sadler. With 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning, Sadler facing Anderson. Sadler comes in with 60 1/3 innings thrown on the season, 15 walks, 33 strikeouts, and a 3.88 ERA. Sadler working with a full count. Looking for the sign. 1 out. Nobody on base. Here's the pitch. Grounder toward third. Bryant scoops it up. Oh, and he drops it. Bryant loses it on the transfer from the glove to his hand, and that is going to be an error, allowing the runner to reach first. So Garrett Cooper now is the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Sadler facing Cooper with a 1-1 count. And that's hit hard. Deep left center field. He got all of that one. That is going to make this a 1-run game again. A 2-run home run off the bat of Garrett Cooper. 449 feet to just to the left of straightaway center field. Wow. That's the second monstrous home run we've seen to center field in this game. Sadler now facing the pitcher, Edward Cabrera, with 1 out and nobody on base. 6-5 is the score now. 1 strike count. Here's the pitch from Sadler. Grounder towards short. Bogarts has it. Throws over to first, and that is out number 2. So now Rojas is the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. 1 ball count. Rojas waiting for the pitch. And Sadler gets him to pop up to the opposite field. Hayward coming in, and he makes the catch for out number 3. The Marlins score twice. We go to the top of the 6th inning of a 6-5 ball game. Xander Bogaerts is going to face the new Marlin pitcher, Jose Urena, here in the top of the 6th inning. Bogaerts, O'Neill, and Bryant will be the 3 Cub batters coming up in the 6th. Here's a 2-2 count. Urena with a 4.48 ERA coming into this game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Bogaerts strikes out swinging, and it brings up Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill 1 for 1 today. Reached base on a walk as well. Here's 1 out and a 1-2 count. Urena with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3 on a sinker. Man, to be able to throw a sinker at 99 is just impossible to hit. And now Chris Bryant is coming up. 1 for 3 today with that home run earlier in the game in the 1st inning. 2-1 count. Bryant waiting for the pitch. Grounder towards short. Scooped up, thrown over to first, and that is out number 3. So the top of the 6th inning is done. The Cubs retired in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning of a 6-5 ball game. Casey Sadler is going to come out to work inning number 2, facing Cervelli, Ramirez, and Monte Harrison here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sadler, with 13 pitches to his name, goes to work, and there's a pop-up on the right side. The first baseman Santana calls for it, and he makes the catch for out number 1 in foul territory. Ramirez now batting, 1 out, nobody on. 3-1 count from Sadler. There's a liner into right field, and Hayward is going to have to play that one on a hop, as that is going to be a 1-out single for Ramirez. Bringing up Monte Harrison, 1 out, 1 man on. Sadler working to Harrison with a 1-2 count, and that gets away. Oh man, that's going all the way to the backstop. The runner's going to advance to second on the wild pitch, and now Sadler facing Harrison with the tying run in scoring position. Here's a 2-2 count and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Sadler sets him down with a changeup, as Harrison was way out in front of that one. Tapia now the batter, and he is going to face a new Cub pitcher, Jonathan Loaiza. Loaiza coming in, spending some time in the Cubs rotation this year. He's thrown 106 innings, 40 walks, 113 strikeouts, and a 4.75 ERA. Loaiza will face Tapia with 2 outs and the runner on second. Here is the pitch from Loaiza. First pitch coming. Grounder toward the mound. Loaiza picks it up, throws over to first, and that is out number 3. So the Marlins get a base runner. They do not score. We go to the top of the 7th inning of a 6-5 ball game. Urena is going to face Ramos, Cabrera, and Bradley here in the top of the 7th inning. Urena working with an 0-2 count and the pitch. That is strike 3 called, and Urena has set down Ramos with a sinker at 101 miles an hour. How does that even possible? So Urena records his 3rd strikeout out of 4 outs that he's recorded in this game. As Drupal Cabrera now the batter. 1 out, nobody on, 2-1 count. Line down the right field line, that's going to be extra bases for Asdrubal Cabrera. He got around on that one, pulled it down the right field line. He's going into second. He will stand into second with a double. So 1 out double for Asdrubal Cabrera. And it is going to bring in Jackie Bradley as the next batter. He's coming up with 1 out, runner in scoring position. Jackie Bradley facing Urena as the Cubs trying to extend this lead in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the first pitch to Bradley. Grounder towards second, scooped up, thrown over to first, and that is out number 2. On the fielder's choice, the runner is going to advance to third, and that will bring up Danny Santana. Santana is 1 for 3 with a home run today. Hit a monster shot out to right field his last time up. Santana facing Urena from the left side in this at-bat. Here's an 0-2 count, and the pitch from Urena. Strike 3 called, and Urena sends him back to the dugout with a changeup. Just froze him with that changeup. So that ends the inning. The runner is stranded at third. We go to the bottom of the 7th of a 6-5 ball game. Jonathan Loaiza is going to continue to work here in the bottom of the 7th. His spot is actually due up first in the top of the 8th inning. Loaiza working to Diaz here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's an 0-2 count, and Loaiza with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the curveball. And that ball broke about 18 inches, it felt like. So batter just swung right over it, and now Brian Anderson is the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Loaiza working with the pitch. There's a liner down the right field line. He went the opposite way with that one. Rounding first and heading for second. This is going to be a sliding double, and Hayward tried to get the ball back in quickly, but Anderson was just too quick. So 1 out double for the Marlins puts the tying run on second, and it brings up Garrett Cooper. He is 2 for 2 with a home run and 2 RBIs today. Facing Loaiza with 1 out, 1 man on. Here's the first pitch from Loaiza. Liner up the middle, that's another base hit. Rounding third and heading home is the runner. The throw comes home, and the throw is late. Anderson scores the tying run in the bottom of the 7th inning. We are now all knotted up at 6. Garrett Cooper has an RBI single, and now Corey Dickerson is going to be the pinch hitter for the Marlins. He comes up with 1 out, 1 man on. Loaiza facing Dickerson, 3-1 count. Loaiza with the pitch, outside for ball 4. So Loaiza puts runners on first and second with 1 out, and Miguel Rojas is the next batter. 1 for 3 today is Rojas, facing Loaiza with a 1-2 count, and he pops it up. Medium depth left field. Coming over to make the play is O'Neill. That is out number 2. He gets the ball back into the cutoff man. The runners do not attempt to tag up in advance, and now Francisco Cervelli is the next batter. 2 outs, 2 men on. Cervelli waiting for the 1-2 count and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Loaiza strikes him out with a fastball at 101. So that will end the inning. The Marlins strand 2. They score the tying run. We go to the top of the 8th inning of a 6-6 ball game. Stanek is going to be the new pitcher for the Marlins. He has thrown 51 1/3 innings, 26 walks, 48 strikeouts, and a 2.45 ERA. He will face a Cub pinch hitter, Mike Tauschman, in the top of the 8th inning. Tauschman, fairly effective this year, 279 average, 10 home runs, 46 RBIs in limited opportunities so far. Here's a 3-1 count, and Tauschman is waiting for the pitch. Stanek looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Low for ball 4. Tauschman draws the walk. So he heads down to first, representing the go-ahead run, and Jason Hayward is the next batter. Hayward also batting from the left side against the righty Stanek. Here's the first pitch to Hayward, and Tauschman is going. He's going down to second. The throw is in time, and Tauschman is thrown out by Cervelli on the steal attempt. So the base runner is erased. There's now 1 out, nobody on, and Hayward continuing to bat against Stanek. And that's hit high. Right center field. I believe it's going to be playable on the warning track, and Hayward is retired for out number 2. So just like that, the Cubs have 2 outs and nobody on, and Xander Bogaerts is the batter. Stanek facing Bogaerts with the first pitch. Here it comes. Lined into center field. Is that going to get down for a base hit? No. Harrison makes the play. The running catch out in center field, and we go to the bottom of the 8th, deadlocked at 6. Raciel Iglesias is going to be the new Cub pitcher here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He is going to face Ramirez and then the top of the Marlins lineup here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Iglesias having thrown 53 innings, 18 walks, 70 strikeouts, and a 2.38 ERA on the season. Iglesias working, 1-1 count. And here is the pitch. Popped up. Right center field. Hayward heading over, calls off Bradley, and makes the catch for out number 1. Harrison now batting, 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-1 count from Iglesias with the pitch. Lined into center field. That one will be a base hit as Bradley plays it on a hop, gets the ball back into the infield quickly, and holds Harrison to a single. Tapia now batting, 1 for 4 today with 3 RBIs. He comes up with 1 out, 1 man on. 1 ball count, and the runner's going. The throw goes down to second. It took him a long time to unload that, and Harrison, he guns him down at second. Ramos actually does get the ball down there in time, and Harrison is out at second. So the Marlins now have 2 outs and nobody on, and Tapia still batting. Here's a full count pitch from Iglesias. Swing and a miss for strike 3, so Iglesias gets him with the fastball, and the inning is over. We go now to the top of the 9th inning. It is all tied up at 6. Tyler O'Neill is going to lead off for the Cubs, facing Stanek here in the top of the 9th inning. It'll be O'Neill, Bryant, Ramos batting for the Cubs in the top of the 9th. Here's a 1-ball count. O'Neill waiting for the pitch. He pops it up to left. Going out is the shortstop, and he makes the catch, calling off the left fielder. Rojas recording out number 1. Chris Bryant now the batter, 1 for 4 with a home run all the way back in the first inning. Bryant coming up, first pitch from Stanek. Grounder toward third. His counterpart Fields throws over to first, and that is out number 2. Jay Bruce is now going to be the batter. The pinch hitter Bruce is going to come up to bat from the left side against the righty Stanek. 2 outs, nobody on. Bruce waiting for the 2-1 pitch from Stanek. Here it comes. Grounded towards second. Picked up actually by the first baseman, and he runs back to the base and makes the play for out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is a tie ball game at 6. The Cubs scored 0 runs in the top of the 9th inning. I was looking at all those zeros, and that's what I came up with in my head. So Iglesias now facing Diaz. Iglesias with his 2nd inning of work here. Going to face Diaz, Anderson, and Cooper here in the bottom of the 9th. Here's a full count pitch from Iglesias. And here it comes. That is inside. It is ball 4, and the winning run has just been put on first base. Brian Anderson now batting. Nobody out. Runner on first. Cubs at double play depth on the infield. Here's a full count and the pitch. Popped up behind shortstop. Bogaerts in short left field makes the catch for out number 1. That looked like trouble coming off the bat, but Bogaerts was able to get there and make the play. And now Iglesias will be relieved by Sammy T. He's coming up with 1 out, 1 man on to face Cooper here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So Sam Tuivailala has thrown 34 2/3 on the season, allowed 22 walks, 35 strikeouts, has an ERA of 8.05. Sammy T working with a full count And the pitch to Cooper. Looking for the sign. And here it comes. Outside for ball 4. So Sammy T issues the walk. Diaz heads down to second. And now the Marlins will send up a pinch hitter, Jesus Aguilar. He has hit 15 home runs on the season in 431 at-bats. He is going to face Sammy T with 1 out, 2 runners on. Bottom of the 9th inning, 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Popped up, deep right field. Hayward looking for it on the warning track. Makes the catch just short of the wall for out number 2. Man, that had the potential to end the game right there. The runner on second does tag up and advance to third. And now Sammy T is going to face Miguel Rojas with 2 outs and runners on the corners. Bottom of the 9th inning. Cubs trying to take this to extras. Here's a 1-2 count. And the pitch. Grounder towards second. Cabrera has it. Throws over to first, and that will end the inning. So the force out gets the Cubs out of the jam. We go to the top of the 10th of a 6-6 ball game. Drew Steckenrider is going to be the new pitcher for the Marlins. He comes in with 46 innings thrown, 18 walks, 52 strikeouts, and a 5.28 ERA. He is going to face off against Asdrubal Cabrera, Jackie Bradley, and Danny Santana here in the top of the 10th inning. Cabrera coming up, 2-ball count. Steckenrider looking for the sign. And here is the pitch. Cabrera pops that one up the opposite way. Deep left field, going to the warning track, but making the catch is Tapia for out number 1. Jackie Bradley now batting with 1 out, nobody on. Bradley facing Steckenrider with a 2-2 count. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So he heads back to the dugout as the second out of the inning, and it brings up Danny Santana. Santana 1 for 4 with a home run earlier in the game, facing Steckenrider with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 1-1 count, and Santana waiting for the pitch. Grounder toward first, picked up, and he loses the foot race to first as the Marlins retire the force for out number 3. So the Cubs go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 10th of a 6-6 ball game. Tuivailala is going to continue to pitch for the Cubs. His spot is due up first in the top of the 11th if we get that far. Cervelli is facing Tuivailala with leading off with a full count, and Sammy T looking for the sign and the pitch. Grounder towards short. Bogart scoops it up, throws over to first, and that is out number 1. Ramirez now batting, and Trevor Rosenthal is the new pitcher. Rosenthal comes in with 1 out, nobody on base, to face Harold Ramirez here in the bottom of the 10th inning. First pitch from Rosenthal. Looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Popped up, deep center field, going back is Bradley. I think he's going to have room. And he's on the warning track, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So Ramirez definitely gave it a ride, but it went to straightaway center field, and Bradley just barely had enough room to make that play. Harrison now batting, 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 count to Monte Harrison. Rosenthal with the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Blew that by him with a fastball at 96. So the Marlins go down in order in the 10th. We go to the top of the 11th inning of a 6-6 ball game. Nico Horner now batting. He's going to face Steckenrider here in the top of the 11th to lead off for the Cubs. Here's a 1-2 count. And Nico Horner waiting for the pitch. That is strike 3 called. Horner is not happy with that call. However, he heads back to the dugout as out number 1. Jason Hayward now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Hayward waiting for the pitch from Steckenrider. Grounder toward first, scooped up, steps on the base, and Cooper makes that 3 unassisted at first to retire Hayward. Xander Bogaerts now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Bogaerts facing Steckenrider with a 2-2 count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and the Cubs retired in order in the 11th. We go to the bottom of the 11th inning. It is a 6-6 tie in Miami. Man, the Cubs cannot seem to stay out of extra innings in these last couple of games. Now, Junior Fernandez is going to be the new pitcher for the Cubs. He's thrown 30 innings, 27 walks, 34 strikeouts, and an ERA of 6. He will face Tapia, Diaz, and Anderson here in the Marlins half of the 11th inning. 2-1 count. Fernandez looking for the sign. And here is the pitch. Popped up center field. Bradley coming in. He makes the catch, and that is out number 1. Diaz now batting, 1 out, nobody on. Fernandez working with a 1-2 count. And here is the pitch. Strike 3 called. Fernandez caught him looking with a changeup. Must have been looking for the fastball there. Brings up Brian Anderson. 2 outs, nobody on base. 1 strike count, and Anderson waiting for the pitch from Fernandez. Popped up center field, coming in fast, but that drops in front of Bradley for a 2-out single. And the Marlins still alive here in the bottom of the 11th inning. 2 outs, 1 man on. Cooper facing Fernandez in the bottom of the 11th. Here's a 1-2 count and a swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with a slider that dove down and away. So nice pitch right there by Fernandez to get out of the inning. We go to the top of the 12th inning. It is a 6-6 ball game. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to start putting in for overtime on some of these games. This is ridiculous. Tyler O'Neill now batting. Top of the 12th, leading off for the Cubs against Drew Steckenrider. Steckenrider already thrown 2 innings in this game, struck out 3. Here's a 2-2 count, and O'Neill waiting for the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and O'Neill set down. That is the 4th strikeout of the day for Steckenrider, and now he will face Chris Bryant. Bryant 1 for 5 with that home run back in the first inning. Here's a 1-strike count, and the pitch to Bryant. He is hit in the knee, and he takes his base. Looks like it just barely caught his uniform. 20th time he has been hit by a pitch in this season. And now the Marlins bring in a new reliever. It is Alex Vezia. Vezia coming in with 39 1/3 innings thrown, 20 walks, 27 strikeouts, 2.52 ERA. He will face Josh Fegley with 1 out and a runner on first. Fegley, the new Cub catcher, was brought in on a double switch earlier in this game. Fegley working, waiting for the 2-2 count, and Vezia with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Vezia throws a low fastball, and Fegley chases it. Brings up Asdrubal Cabrera. Cabrera batting from the right side against the lefty Vezia with 2 outs and a runner on first in the top of the 12th inning. Here's the pitch. Bryant goes. He slides into second, and he is safe with his 4th stolen base of the season. So, Bryant in scoring position now for Asdrubal Cabrera. He is 3 for 5 today. Facing off with Vezia with an 0-2 count and the pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. That was another low fastball, and Vezia strikes him out to end the inning. So the Cubs get a base runner. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the 12th inning of a 6-6 ball game. Junior Fernandez continuing to pitch for the Cubs. He will face a pinch hitter, Jorge Alfaro, in the bottom of the 12th inning. Alfaro is pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot for the Marlins. Here's a full count, and Fernandez with the pitch. Outside for ball 4, so he issues the lead-off walk. And now John Lester is coming in to pitch. Lester comes in with nobody out, runner on first, and he is going to face Miguel Rojas here in the bottom of the 12th inning. Lester working, 2-1 count, looking for the sign, and Lester with the pitch. Lined into right field, Hayward coming in fast, but he plays it on the hop. The throw goes to third, the runner's trying to advance to third, the tag, and he is out. So Alfaro tries to run on Hayward's arm, and he is gunned down at third. Hayward with an excellent defensive play and good awareness to throw that ball down to third and get the lead runner. So 1 out now in the inning. Runner on first. Rojas credited with a single. Lester now working to Cervelli. Full count pitch. Lester looking for the sign. Here it comes. And that is low. It is ball 4. So Lester gets squeezed on a full count fastball, and it brings up Harold Ramirez. 1 out, 2 men on. Ramirez waiting for the first pitch from Lester. Popped up on the infield. Cabrera coming over, called off by Bogaerts. He's going to catch that for out number 2. So Harrison, the next batter. 2 outs, 2 men on. Lester working to Harrison in the bottom of the 12th inning. Here's a 2-0 count and the pitch. Liner past the shortstop into left field. Is that going to drive in the run? Coming home. The throw comes home. This runner slides, and he is safe. The Marlins walk this one off with a 2-out RBI single in the bottom of the 12th inning. It is a 7-6 Miami win. So the Cubs get 6 runs on 11 hits with 1 error. The Marlins get 7 runs on 13 hits with no errors. The Cubs, John Lester, is tagged with the loss. He threw 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, and the winning run to score in the bottom of the 12th inning. The player of the game is the Marlins' Garrett Cooper. He went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, scored a run, drew 2 walks in this game. Alex Vezia gets the win for the Marlins. He improves to 3-0. He threw 2/3 of an inning and struck out 2 in the Cubs' half of the 12th inning. Well, the Cubs dropped to 62-69, while the Marlins improved to 52-80. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.